we need some rain. It's starting to rain out here. We definitely need some rain, so bring on the rain. See if y'all can see these raindrops. Y'all really can't see the raindrops, or could you? You see the raindrops? But if you can't, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain out here. But, look, y'all, I'm going to talk to y'all. Let's talk Julius Randle resigning with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's talk about it. Look, I'm actually not, I don't oppose what the Wolves did, because I think that Randle had such a great postseason, and he was able to adapt for the Minnesota Timberwolves throughout the season and play some really, really good basketball, some really great basketball, and again, in the playoffs, he was able to take advantage of mismatches. He was able to cook from the perimeter and the inside. Randle had it going. This is a guy who on a great night can give you 30, 40 points a game. He's a consistent scorer for the most part. He just needs to stay healthy, and that's what we say about a lot of players in the league. If they stay healthy, they can cook. And Julius Randle, I thought, he really became, like that much tighter with Ant. They found, great symmetry as the season went. So how could you let him walk with no plan? And there's not too many better options on the market than Julius Randle. So I don't see a problem with re-signing him. I thought I think you're getting good value. 3 years, $100 million. I don't, depending on how it shakes out these 3 years, I wouldn't consider re-signing him again. But this is tremendous value. Because if you look at the Clippers, they gave James Harden about 3 years for $81 million. I completely disagree with that. Like, at this point, James Harden is what he is and never be any more than what he is. But this video ain't about James Harden, and I guess at the end of the day, he's getting his money, so you can't hate that. He's getting his money. But I don't think he has champion in his future, Harden. But when I look at Julius Randle, potentially, if he can buckle down a bit on the defensive side of the ball, if he could come back strong from what happened to him versus the, I almost said Golden State Valkyries. That's my man was going Golden State Valkyries because I saw a notification across the screen. But if he could come back, even more filled with fire, if he could come back more focused after what happened against the Oklahoma City Thunder, because I thought he didn't really play well. We know, Anthony Edwards wasn't his true version of himself, but Randle didn't have a good series against the Oklahoma City Thunder either. But you definitely can't not re-sign him because of that. He just has to come back again, more locked in, more focused. He is a tremendous player, and I thought this was tremendous value to keep Randle in-house. But ultimately, you're just going to probably have to do away with Rudy Gobert in the trade. It's not a matter of keeping him. It's a matter of when we're going to ship him out. Because you re-sign Naz Reid. I really don't think they'll re-sign Nickeil Alexander-Walker either. Because the team is desperate to try to stay up on their second apron. And who could blame them? Got some young guys that need to play. Whether it's a Leonard Miller, a Terrence Shannon Jr., you got young guys on this team that need to be getting some ticks. So, yeah, ultimately, I have nothing to say bad about signing Julius Randle, 3 years, $100 million. If you do, please get in the comment section below and let me know. If you thought there was a better option out there, let me know. I mean, Lauri Markkanen would be nice, but I don't think that the Timberwolves are going to get him. They should have kept him when they drafted him, but they didn't, Who else? John Collins? I don't know. Can't see that happening. Randle, I don't know if I would call him a superstar, but I definitely would call Julius Randle a star. I don't know if I could put super in front, but he's definitely a star player, And in some cases, some people might prefer him to Karl Anthony Towns because he got a little bit more dog in him than Karl Anthony Towns. Not to say Karl Anthony Towns has no dog, but he is a big cat. But anyway, y'all, that's what it is. That's the video. That's the sum up on it. I give it I graded a B+. That's what I feel about keeping Julius Randle. It was a B+. Could have did worse if you would have let him walk. Then you would have to put Naz Reid at the 4, and you would have had to depend so much on Naz Reid. And if he failed, then it would have been a disappointment. So, talking about a huge disappointment. So now, even though Naz Reid contract is 5 years, $125 million, now it ain't so much pressure on Naz Reid. If you didn't bring Julius Randle back, that pressure would have increased. So yeah, that's it. This is RC, y'all, talking T-Wolves. I appreciate y'all. all of y'all. With that, we out.